7. Talk too early. Oh, Indaba. Talking my business is simple. Nazo zonke indaba zabasha. Indaba.
Welcome to Indaba Kakasini, Siakbingelela, and the show, as you know, you can have it on our platforms on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and we have the app Kakasi FM, and it allows you to engage with us. Ulalele, not only do you get a podcast of the show, but you are able to get videos as well. Kakasi FM app, I download Google Play na App Store. Indaba is produced by Mr. Mabasong and Alex Mthiyane. We are on until 8, so I'll take you through what's good menu to Suzubanani today. We made a promise that we will have a conversation with the Secretary General where ANC is Magashule. He joins us now to talk about the issue here ANC. We know what on this show a lot has been said about ANC, the matter of unity, and then the organization EAP. And Yenaga as a person as well, he's been in the news of late, appearing in court and having to diffuse the tension in the public space. Eswabonai. No pala sekbingelela kakasini.
No, namnya bingelela. To Kakasi FM, all the listeners, thank you and good morning.
So we are shy impela nje lesizulu. Ake sishaya le conversation ngayo mageba sibone ukuthi sizovuka yini Napala.
Sizawuzama namhlanje.
Okay. Yes. Napala, let's just talk about the issue here ANC. Obviously you will not deny ukuthi you said in the priority is to make sure that there is unity in the ANC. But it doesn't look like it's a mission that is soon to be attained. What seems to be the problem with regards to ensuring with the structures of the ANC from national right down to the regions and the branches, there is a cohesion, no unity?
Well, first and foremost, I think it really say our condolences to the royal family, to the people of KZN and South Africa, the entire continent. We have paid our last respect to the royal family yesterday. Condolences once more. No, and what Usilo told us when we met after Nasrec in 2018,
yes,
Masifika Lana KZN, Usilo waqela the top 6 here ANC ukuthi unity within the ANC is so important.
Yes.
Fanele sihlangane.
Yes.
Because the ANC umbutho wabantu baseMzantsi Afrika. And if the ANC ayihlangani, South Africa ngeke ihlangane. That is the message and the legacy he has left. And that's what Nasrec conference ya conclude ke ukuthi fanele se renew ANC sihlanganise. That task and mission important kakhulu. It has to start with top leaders, and you can know and see that my top leaders are started izinto ze disunity because of our public space, and our membership then learn from the top.
So if you were to account to membership, ukuthi Isilo had given you a directive yokuthi makube ne-unity not only of a movement but of a society as well. How far are you? Because publicly, because in the ANC there is a faction that is sympathetic to the president, and again you also command a huge support within the ANC. So njengamanje it's like kunama ANC out too, eka Ramaphosa neka Magashule.
Akufanele sibe nama-faction. Iya-change i-character ye-ANC because abanye abantu bajoin i-ANC kwabonakala ukuthi abayijonga, they have not joined it because they are committed to the principles, the objectives of the ANC. Mhlambe si infiltratilwe ke because angazi ukuthi yini abantu bethu ama structures wethu angahlangani. Is it not because kwi revolution akhona ama counter revolution, but nevertheless thina kufanele siyenze sure as leaders at all levels from branch to national kufanele singa imitate abanye abantu bangayazi ke i-ANC.
Yeah.
Kufanele sibe ne patience, kufanele singajahe,
Yes.
kufanele silwele i-unity ye-ANC and abantu baseMzantsi Afrika, especially Africans, blacks in general.
Yes.
But Africans in particular.
Okay.
Whilst we are a non-racial organization.
Sixoxa nonobhala jikelele we-ANC Mnumzane Magashule, ungafona ke ku-031 537 3000. I see comments coming in on Facebook as well. Indaba with Alex is the page, Instagram and Twitter at Alex Mthiyane, and this show ngakwazi ukuthi uyibuke on our platforms. Sisakhuluma nge-unity sizodlula nje kuyona because there are so many matters wena nobhala engifisa ukuthi singene kuwona, but I would like us to be specific and use the recent examples. We have your NEC member Fikile Mbalula. People actually have said ukuthi it seems like ANC iboshiwe because it can't deal with him. Some even asking ukuthi ithini social media policy ever attacking and patakubonakali kuthiwa iyamhlalisa phansi iyamqoqa. The recent tweet nje ayenzile attacking Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, attacking Lindiwe Sisulu, and he apologized, but at some point he said ukuthi la angizoxolisa, and the members themselves saying ukuthi accept leyo apology. Have you sat with Mbalula njengabanye ngizowenza my examples in this instance to address this public spat that's playing itself on Twitter?
NWC National Working Committee ibehlele sayixoxa le ndaba because uComrade Lindiwe Sisulu and uComrade Mama Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, they did not feel well about it, but it's not about them. All of us felt that we think Comrade Mbalula has crossed the line. So we have discussed the matter. The matter is going to the National Executive Committee. Everybody who has made a lot of noise, I think we have, as officials, depending on time and our meetings, we have been calling people individually. So Mbalula will also be called by officials of the ANC, but the matter is now on the agenda
of the NWC,
of the National Executive Committee. NWC has discussed it.
Okay.
Comrade Mbalula has once more apologized,
but the
ministers have not accepted the apology.
All right. So Kunyamatha bese siyaqhubeka your take on this, and inofisa uyibuza, we have an apology we-ANC Magashule. Ungafona ke, I'll be taking calls just shortly, and I read the comments on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Siyaqhubeka sise Kakasini. SG, we saw something ekufanele ANC ibe embarrassed ngayo because cishe siyenze kokwesibili. The matter yakwi National Assembly no public protector. People are saying, this is what people were saying on the show yesterday. Actually, now you have ANC iba nobhlobo nama opposition parties on matters okuresolve ngayo. What is the official ANC position with the matter ka public protector? I ask this question kanje SG because yona ezocacisa ukuthi ama members eno if iwhipari ibaneka a directive on voting on such matters baya implementa yini, nanokuthi those who act against that directive kwenziwani ngabo.
Well, ANC does not have robots. ANC inama policy, inama position, ANC character yakhona historically over years, during the years of struggle, in the revolution, in defense of the National Democratic Revolution, the ANC cannot change its character. The ANC cannot sleep with the enemy. We have always defined, especially the DA, as the enemy of the revolution. So funny things are actually happening now. And I think maybe what you don't know is that a lot of comrades in the National Assembly who are ANC members did not participate in that discussion and voting. But we are told that it's not about removing a public protector, it's about processes. because
yini benitshele SG just ungena emlonyeni nje bibithi instruction yenu to the members we caucus.
Pinda.
Yes, what was the ANC message to your members in National Assembly in how to deal with the public protector matter?
No, the ANC has not actually finalized this matter because officials of the ANC are not a structure in terms of our constitution.
Yes.
So the matter will still continue being discussed by the National Working Committee and the National Executive Committee. The National Executive Committee, in between conferences, is the highest decision-making body.
Yeah.
That is the body which is supposed to decide and should have decided on this matter.
Yes.
And therefore, I'm sure the National Executive will actually discuss this matter.
Okay, so you're saying, Konamanje, there are members of the ANC who were not part of it.
Yeah, no, there are many.
And is there any repercussion
What repercussion when they have done the right thing?
So, I mean, those who had taken part against the will of the ANC.
No, the ANC had not discussed the matter. Caucus wanted the ANC to discuss this matter. And caucus itself is supposed to have discussed this matter. They did not actually have the time to do so.
Okay.
Because I think caucus itself was divided.
Sure. Uzekakasini sabona?
Yes, Mthiyane.
Yes, sir.
Yes, uMakhoba.
Yes, Makhoba. Siyakumukela Kakasini.
Yes, angibingele ku SG ka ANC.
Oh, sorry. SG, I'm going to ask you to put your headphones on so that uzokwazi ukuzabalaleli. All right. Yes, Nhlanhla, we are listening.
Yes, angibingele ku SG. Ake ngithi ekokuqala kulokhuzana ku SG. Mina njengomhlali wase South Africa ngiphinde ngibe yilunga futhi lika IFP. So nginezinto ezinye engangizibuza izinhle ezazenzeka kuKhongolose njengokugquma intsha especially kwi-youth league okubuka sengathi sezilahlekile kakhulu. Mhlambi umbuzo wami uzothi ke mhlambi ilahlekephi because if singaba fair i-youth league yagcina ngoJulius Malema if naye ngaba fair SG. And another question ukuthi i-relationship yabo ngabe konakalaphi konakala eMbawunga noma konakala kuphi i-relationship yakhe no president okhona uRamaphosa no ngifuna ukucheck ukuthi imi kanjani i-relationship yabo.
Yeah, can the president, all right, Bamba kanjalo. All right, we have Nhlanhla here saying ukuthi i-youth league ifile yagcina ukuphila ngesikhathi sika Julius Malema. Then the second one ukuthi what really caused the rift between wena no president?
No, there is no rift between me and the president. The president is the leader of the ANC. I'm Secretary General of the ANC. We are both elected at Nasrec, but the president is leading the ANC. I'm part of that National Executive Committee because the ANC is an organization which believes in a collective.
Right.
We're not individuals. We are a collective. And number two, I think it's on the question of
the youth league.
The youth league. Yeah, we are busy with the structure of the youth league. You remember that we had an NYTT which has a lot of older people. Others were 44, 45. Our comrade Nati. So we have disbanded that task team. We are actually setting up a task team of young people from the age of 22, 23, 24. I'm sure by the end of this week we will announce that task team once the officials have actually decided as mandated by the National Executive Committee. So that process we are busy with.
Sure.
But our structures of the youth league, of the leagues are there on the ground in regions, in provinces.
Okay. Indaba Kakasini and the Secretary General of ANC is Magashule and Skulma about matters of unity. Again, this question keeps coming. What causes between him and the president, saying yes, we serve as the collectives and the officials of the ANC. We take Dlamini now, Mdleche from eThekwini. Sekakasin.
Yes, kangale njani?
Siyaphila kunjani kwena?
Ngiyaphila nami ngibingelele no lapho e-studio.
Enkosi Mdu.
Yebo. Ngifisa ukwazi ukuthi u-SG because I believe he's an engine yombutho ukuthi yini abayenzayo as lama factions o2 ukuthi na kubone ngasolinye kuze kusetshenzwe because it seems like kunzima ukuthi kusebenzeke because bayalwa ngaphakathi and if kuliwa ngaphakathi khona isisho sesizulu esithi like makulwa indlovu into ejezayo yini utshani lapha isuke lwela khona so kugcine kujeza nathi thina abavoti ukuthi the time bona ama factions o2 elwa thina ngalapha ezama voters kunzima ukuthi nasithole i-service delivery laba babesithembise yona because bayalwa bona ANC so uSG ngifisa ukwazi ukuthi ngabe khona into abayenzayo ukuthi na balungise ungaboni ngasolinye then ukuze kuzoqhubeka because lento ibulala nombutho.
Okay, ibulala nombutho.
Well, enjalo and that's why the king Isilo talked to us. That's why a lot of people have talked to us. And that's why top six have tried by all means to unite. I think there are those other people within the National Executive Committee who are rooted and deeply entrenched in factional politics. And I think it's time for ANC structures to come out and talk. But I think we are supposed, as the National Executive Committee, to play our role because siyavuma ukuthi if the ANC is divided, society is divided, churches are divided, every sector and facet of society will be divided because the ANC is the people's organization, is the movement of the people of South Africa. And that's why, by all means, we shall have to make sure that we are united and forget about our own individual interests as leaders. First and foremost, because our membership actually learns from us. And it is now time to say no more. But we can't remain silent when wrong things are happening in the ANC, when disciplined comrades are being dealt with. Anarchists are not actually being dealt with. Young people, because maybe they are leaders now, elected at conference, disrespect those who came before us, those who have been in the struggle, in trenches. There is this argument that we are equal. Somebody joins the ANC in 1990, 1980. He thinks he's equal to those who were in exile, those who fought for freedom. It's a funny type of understanding that we are equal members of the ANC. ANC still respect. We must respect the elders within the ANC.
Sure.
But you respect the elders who respect you and who act not in any factional way. That's how the ANC will actually survive.
Sure. Siyaqhubeka ne-conversation yethu esikhuluma nopalajikelele we-ANC Magashule and uzoba nathi until 7 so you can call 031-537-3000 on Facebook Indaba with Alex and you can tweet ku-Instagram at Alex Mthiyane. The video of the show you can get it live. We're streaming it on our app Kakasi FM. Siyaqhubeka, we have a voice note as well. Ungayithumela ku-078-934-2827. Earlier, masikhuluma nawe SG, you mentioned that you paid your last respect to Isilo and Ndlunkulu. What we see now is Enkandla. We saw the leader EFF, Julius Malema, having that famous tea with former President Zuma, and since then we've seen even the structures of the ANC, the latest being the ANC Women's League. Have you been Enkandla now that you are in the province?
No. Unfortunately, I did not have time, but we have met President Zuma as top six. I have met him when he was there in Johannesburg. So I haven't gone to Nkandla, but we have met President Zuma. And I always talk to him whenever I have to talk to him.
Sure. The recent meeting where you met with him visually as the top six, what came out of that meeting, SG?
Well, the top six agreed that it was indeed a good meeting with President Zuma. He expressed his areas of concerns about what is happening in South Africa today, about the judiciary. Remember, in South Africa today, when people criticize judges, people start saying we don't respect the law. No, President Zuma made it very clear that he respects the rule of law. He has rights which are in the Constitution, which he was part of drafting together with South Africans. That Constitution gives, in terms of the Bill of Rights, gives him as an individual certain rights. And he was worried about the courts dealing with the same matters, but in a different way. A clear example he cited was that there is a judge who dealt with the case of the former public protector.
Yes.
And that judge said the decisions of the public protector are binding. The same judge dealt with the issues of Mthiyane as the public protector. And when it came to this area, they said the decisions of the public protector are not binding. So he was actually showing us all those discrepancies and the fact that as an individual, he applies to the High Court. Before the High Court even decide, the Constitutional Court deals with this matter. And he has said we wanted to appear before the Commission of Inquiry on the so-called state capture. He is not saying he won't appear there. He was prepared even to do affidavits. But he said he had an issue with the judge, Judge Zondo. So we said, but it is your right. And we felt that maybe if South Africans know about some of the issues he's raising, a benefit of doubt, let society know. I'm sure he is going to deal with that matter, and he wants to make South Africans understand where he comes from. So it was a good meeting.
It was a good meeting.
And we respect individual rights. We respect the rights of President Zuma. We respect the Constitution. And there is no way he disrespects the Constitution himself. That's his position.
All right. So I get the impression, when the top six met with him, it wasn't so much ukuthi khona benimtshela khona, it was to listen to him nanokuthi he view kanjani indaba yokuthi ama rights akhe have been infringed upon. Akukho nto ebivela kwi-ANC saying to him cooperate, refrain from doing this njalo njalo. It was a case of giving him an ear yokuthi akhulume about whatever is aggrieved with.
No, it was remember we were not just discussing the issue of Msholozi and the Zondo Commission, as you call it. We are discussing a range of issues. We are discussing the unity of the movement. We are discussing the character of the ANC. Whilst the issue of appearing before the Zondo so-called, the Commission of Inquiry led by Judge Zondo, and he explained that part. You can't then force him to say, because he does not disrespect the Constitution as people want us to believe. He made it very clear. And I think once people know and understand where he comes from, and we were thinking that maybe we can go to that platform and convince and make South Africans using the same commission. But he had a different view, and he was consulting with lawyers. Remember, you can interpret the Constitution the way you interpret it. Lawyers have different legal views. So he is entitled to the views held by his lawyers and held by himself.
I'm interested in what you're saying, SG. I'm going to be brief on this. You are saying, Guti, the meeting with the former president was not only confined to the judiciary and that, but there were a range of other matters as well. Now, as courtesy or as discipline, when you have someone as senior as the former president of the movement have a meeting with the leader opposition that plays itself publicly, did you know about or you knew about it afterwards? Because the regional chairperson was Ekuruleni, was there kuleyo meeting. NEC member Yengeni was there as well. Bebethunywe ANC ukuthi they must accompany to that. Did you have prior knowledge before that famous team meeting happened?
No, we did not have any prior knowledge. The ANC did not send anybody there, be it Comrade Tony or Comrade Masina. I think they went there not representing or have been sent by the National Executive Committee of the ANC. Comrade Zuma is a well-known, well-respected leader in South Africa. Somebody has fought for this freedom when we are still young, and we are now benefiting out of the struggles waged by people like him and many others,
yes,
and all South Africans. We respect, he has the right to meet anybody.
Okay. We take now Thabani from Toti. Usekakasini Thabani? Usekakasini sabona Thabani? Okay. Ngizobuyela kuThabani ithi ngithathe nangumlo mancinzi ma respect. Mlu usekakasini?
Alex usibingelele nobhala kazwelonke.
Yebo baba.
Sikhona.
Siyaphila uphila.
Yeah, siyabonga Alex. Ningixolele ubuhlelo oluphiceselo phansi ngenzeka ngibuze mhlawumbe into ade sekhonyiwe.
No problem.
Yeah, okokuqala ngifisa ukwazi ukuthi njengamanje ANC ithina lento ukuthi umuntu umelandelwa yifu lenkohlakalo kumele mhlawumbe astep aside or abuyele eceleni ngoba siyabona abanye okwenzeke njalo oZandile Gumede former mayor waseThekwini kwenzeka lokho kodwa ikomiti langaphakathi lamthole emsuno langaphakathi ku-ANC kuthi ANC imeke kuleyo nto njengale ngoba kuqonda kanje ngamanje okugcina i-ANC njengonobhala uthini unobhala ngalamalunga kakhulukazi amalunga kazwelonke abi-NEC lawa akhuluma noma kanjani ajahana kwi-social media kwenza sibonele njengofikile Mbalulu uzobona into asanda ukuyenza kuNkosazane Dlamini Zuma ziningi lezinto kanti njengamanje i-ANC sibheka ama-election siyayidinga i-unit ukuthi asazi ukuthi i-unit ihambe igcinephi njengoba kwenzeka zonke lezi zinto ngoba khona abantu esibukela kubona besebenzana ku-social media.
Okay, no siyabonga kakhulu Mlu. Ngithathe kuThabani nawe Toti useready. Thabani usekakasini? Thabani is not there, so be again. All right, you had addressed the matter le Mbalula Sisulu and Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, but le you step aside makune nkohlakalo when's the example ngo former mayor waseThekwini uZandile Gumede. Yeah, when's the example yokuthi what is the official ANC position actor ekutheni when kukuthi there are allegations or even you are accused of corruption, you must step aside until you have been cleared?
Well, this matter has been dealt with by branches of the ANC. There are different views in the ANC for now.
Views such as what, SG?
No, let me tell you that in terms of the Constitution of South Africa, you are innocent until proven otherwise. It's a universal principle. It's not just the South African constitutional position. If it is so, and I know people want to speak about the ANC, the ANC which has different and which is different from political parties.
Yes.
But comrades are arguing, and I'm also one of those who argue that you can't just fabricate charges against me or against anybody. And on the basis of fabricated charges because we are divided, you want to remove us from the organization. When an ANC person enjoys the same rights enshrined in the Constitution of South Africa, of innocence until proven otherwise.
Yes.
Because people are going to say, as Magashule, you are petty, you The ANC is not EFF, the ANC is not DA, the ANC, because Breitenbach was charged with corruption, if you remember. She remained in parliament. Comrade Malema, charged, and many others, they remained in parliament because the law protects them. You can't just be a member of parliament if you have a criminal record, right? If you have been found guilty by a competent court of law. Why do you want to apply the rule of law or laws against ANC members, which are different from South Africans? Treat ANC members as South Africans. We are all equal.
So in this case,
and therefore,
in the case,
the universal principle must remain.
Must apply, So in the case, Yakunela charges, you strongly I need to get this clear. Do you strongly feel ukuthi lama charges enzelwe to remove you from your current position or leadership at ANC?
Well, we'll talk about it. I think the charges are flimsy, fabricated, and I'm happy I'm in court. I'm not running away there, and I will prove my innocence. But I can assure you, these are factional battles, and one will have to stand firm with respect, with humility, with understanding the African National Congress and understanding the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the universal principles in terms of innocence until proven otherwise by a competent court of law.
Yes, and so you're not stepping aside.
Let's leave this one to the ANC. I have discussed the matter with the national officials of the ANC.
And you believe what finally branches?
Well, the guidelines have gone to branches.
Yes.
Provinces are busy discussing those branches. You can't just say we have finalized the position, therefore. So we will hear.
So some of the people supporting you, they carried a placard. Some even said they are instructing you they are ready for you to stand up for a presidency in the next conference. ANC.
No, you are not elected on the streets. You are elected by members of the ANC in a conference. There is a leadership of the ANC elected. You wait until that term ends, and you wait until you are nominated. You don't raise your hand. Myself, I'm not ambitious. There is the leader of the ANC now elected. At Nasrec, we respected that conference. People must wait until the processes starts. And those processes will be pronounced by the National Executive Committee of the ANC. So let's remain disciplined. These people who are just mad, they want to be leaders. I want to be president. I want to be what? Please put me there. It's a funny type of thing. It's an ANC.
It's an ANC.
Leaders are not appointing themselves. Leaders are nominated by structures. So let's wait for processes at the right time once the National Executive Committee says it is the right time now, we can discuss.
So at the right time, with the processes followed accordingly, when or if you are nominated, will you accept standing for presidency, ANC?
No, in the ANC, I'm not a prophet. I can't prophesy. I can't talk about if. It's a funny way. And I know people say, no, if I'm nominated, I may be available, not available. There's no if here. This is not 1 + 1 is 2. We are dealing with dialects. And I think people must understand the ANC is not just a society here. The ANC has a particular history. The ANC has a particular way of dealing with issues. The ANC character has not changed. It is people who now wants to change the character of the ANC. And I think we should not allow these people who want to change the character of the ANC.
Yes.
It must still remain. And we have defined it as a liberation movement. That character is still very important. It's an organization where the branch is the basic unit.
Sure.
And we must listen to branches of the ANC.
Yes.
We are elected.
Sure. All right. Sikhuluma nonobhala jikelele we-ANC is Magashule. Thabani?
Yebo, Alexander nge.
Yes, siyakuzwa bhuti.
Okay.
Siyakumukela.
Hayi ngiyabonga baba, ngiyabingelela lapho ohlelweni lenu. Nginama issues amabili mina lana. Eyokuqala ukuthi uma esuba Magashule lama charges against yena afabricatiwe. Kumina really just an underlying statement ngoba unpackele deeper ukuthi obani abangamfabricatela such charges heavy kangaka. Are they within the framework of the ANC inside or are they external? And okwesibili-ke nokuyipoint yami mina Alex ukuthi i-ANC has evidently pointed and proved to us ukuthi when it comes to discipline, internal discipline, it really lacks that firmness, that harshness. Njalo nje isikhathi esiningi abantu basuswa la ayobekwa laphana. So nje I think ingane kuphela ngasabona ukuthi i-ANC at this point is really not the organization that was supposed ukuthi yenze izinto ngendlela ofanele yenzele ngayo ama-Black South Africans more in particular.
Okay. Now Thabane.
Well, Thabane, I can say to you, it should not be about us as individuals. Leaders come and go. This movement of 109 years must still remain. Those who are leaders tomorrow will take over, and they must still keep this movement of the people intact. If we shall have failed, we, the present leadership of the ANC, to unite the ANC now, I think history is going to judge us very seriously. And that's why we shouldn't fail. That's why we should have patience. The ANC, qualities of good leaders is that they must be patient, they must not rush, they must not deal with people. In the ANC, we need even one person. I know even in some branches or whatever, people are just being removed. People are just being told, you can go, we don't need you. We need one little person, one simple person in the African National Congress. Remember, it's not an organization of leaders. It's an organization of the people, particularly blacks in general, Africans in particular, and white Democrats, and all those who love and want peace in South Africa. So I will say we will continue playing our role. People will judge us. It's a matter of understanding that we as leaders, and I hope throughout the country, the leaders of the regions, the leaders of branches, members of the ANC are listening. And where we are wrong, we must actually engage. We must have festival of ideas.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Siyabonga. Before you wrap up, SG, you have Mr. Kalni House who works in your office. After that post where he attacked Ujesi Duarte, he was suspended and people said, no, it wasn't suspension. He was actually fired. Is he back? Was it a suspension or?
No, it was DC.
Okay.
And he has been sick and I think he's back now. And
we
have talked to him. We have talked to him like others. It's not only Kalnias, it's many others. And it's unfortunate at times Kalnias say these things and he's actually working in my office and people think Kalnias sometimes speaks on behalf of the MVA. So I can't say to Kalnias, don't talk on behalf of MKMVA. Kalnias talks like any other individuals within the African National Congress. He's not talking and he will never talk on behalf of the Secretary General's office. He has no mandate to do so.
But people say he's your blue-eyed boy. You've always protected him. Sometimes when he speaks, there's no way that in his office he can say something without you knowing it, SG.
Why is he a blue-eyed boy?
Your favorites, by all means, you will go to lengths to protect him. Being a strategic engine.
Anybody who is doing wrong things within the ANC, we call upon them. We have done so. I've done so several times with Kalnias. I'll do so with many other comrades. I will never treat anybody special. Yeah. Just like people who say, don't support Zuma, we support Zuma. Zuma is one of the presidents of the ANC. He's one of the people who have fought for this freedom. And that's why when the case comes, I will go and attend Zuma's case. There is nothing wrong with that. It is the right thing to do. Support. And in the ANC, which I have been part of, not yesterday, All my youth days, the ANC have supported. We have always defended leaders of the African National Congress.
Okay. No, siyabonga kakhulu. Besikhuluma no ANC SG, Mnumzana Ace Magashule. Just as we wrap up, we do know that you're busy and you've said KZN is like your home, and I see you receive a hero's welcome when you're here. So KZN, Enyama province that receives you warmly.
All provinces. All provinces. Not because I'm Ace Magashule. It's because I have this privilege of being part of this glorious movement, the African National Congress. Without that ANC, I'm nothing. Yeah.
Okay, and this is the home province of Zweli Mkhize, the health minister. I'm sure being in the province, you've interacted with him lately.
This is the home province of great leaders. Yes, Zweli Mkhize, Jeff Khatebe, Bheki Cele, the late Khatebe from Midland, Harry Gwala, Kenny Ndlovu, Achugumede. And that's why I can assure you, I always say this, that the enemy of the people, the forces of reaction, want a divided KZN, they want a divided Gauteng, because these are also hubs economically. And I will want to say to comrades of KZN, never allow the enemy to divide you. By all means, from branch level to regional level to provincial level, don't ever be divided. You come from far and build, solidify and consolidate that unity.
Well, when are regional conferences sitting, SG?
The regional conferences, we are busy with clearing up processes.
Yeah.
They will sit anytime once the National Executive Committee gives a go-ahead. We are going to meet next week as the National Executive Committee because we are a unitary structure, but the branches are going to sit and the branches run its own branch conference. The region runs its own regional conference. Province runs its own. But we set parameters in terms of uniformity and the unitary approach of the African National Congress.
Thank
So good luck.
Yeah.
We FM.
Siyabonga kakhulu SG. And I see actually njengoba ngizwa ngikhuluma indaba province I see here you will see this on our platforms people saying ukuthi you're close to Kabazela lately. It must be something to do with the next conference.
I'm close to Comrade Sihle, I'm close to Comrade Mdu, I'm close to Comrade Zuma, I'm close to Comrade Willis Mkunu, I'm close to Comrade Senzo, I'm close to leaders of the ANC. I'm not a factional leader. And I have a right to associate with anybody. And Kabzela has never actually said anything to me. We have been working together all the years and many years. There is nothing between me and him. I haven't heard him saying anything about anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you close with him like any other comrade, and you wouldn't. There wouldn't be a problem with the two of you aligning, just like you do with any other conference preparations.
We don't just align. Structures of the ANC decides.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Siyabonga kakhulu SG.
Thank you very much.
Nopala Jikelelo ANC is Magashule responding to matters of unity, talking about preparations afoot for regional conferences that are outstanding in the province to sit once the NEC has decided, and again on matters of internal structures and relations between the movement and opposition as well. You can listen to this conversation we podcast on app, and you can watch it as well. This is Indaba Kakasini Siyaqhubeka.
Special open line on Mondays at 7. Talk to Alex. Indaba. Talking my business is simple. Nazo zonke indaba zabasha.